So, this is like a really impromptu video. I kind of just wanted to talk about this subject that's on my mind. Working the sevens. I'm a temp, like a temp as in someone who only works when they're needed, and I work in hospitality, so I work with food and stuff like that, right? I just spent the last 2 days looking at the Webcam Stadium here in Wellington, New Zealand, watching the International Sevens game, and yay, we won. New Zealand won. Yay. But it rained a lot, and everything like that. So I was expecting to be working in the kitchens, where it'd be a lot bigger and a lot more busy. But no, I was settled down in the coffee cart, and in a place where everyone's going to be wanting to be drinking and everything like that. No, I was in the coffee cart. I was in coffee. Sorry, I'm just in a conversation at the same time. Okay. First things first, speed. The speed of everything, depending on how many people come, can be really intense, or it can be really slow and it'll be really boring. What's the word? It's mostly, when it gets fast, it's in between games, especially right after New Zealand games. And that's never fun, but it is totally worth it. Because, you know, you're not bored. If you're sitting around, you're going to be really bloody bored, and you're going to be standing around because there aren't really things to sit down on, apart from milk carts, and those are not really comfortable. I never took a break. I didn't take any break, and I just worked 22 hours. I almost worked an entire day. Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna go to bed after this, because I'm really, really tired. The most annoying thing about this was obviously the drunken people. I had to watch over and be like, I had to make sure people weren't going to mess up the store, because I was cashier, so I was kind of head of the team. Yeah, so besides crowd control, I had to make sure that people weren't, like, gonna interfere, they weren't gonna damage things, and so on and so forth. And that happened apparently overnight after, like, over last night. Someone turned off our machine and it exploded, so we had to use the other machine that didn't run on the mains, which really sucked. But we had to deal with it. What's the word? A lot of the drunk people were always like leaning on the other like stand, like, because there were two barriers, 3 tables kind of set up down that way, my little cashier thing at the corner, and then another one right next to me. There were always people leaning on this side, and they were really loud, and I couldn't hear people that wanted to order coffee and stuff like that. So it was like, can you guys like move aside? And some guy was like, fuck off, fuck you, blah blah blah, and whenever they would say fuck you, and I'm like, I'm not interested. Some of them got it, some of them didn't. One guy literally came up to me, opened my shirt, and slipped in his number in his Snapchat, and I'm like, no thank you. This is totally not how you say hi. What else? I think a lot of the problem with people asking, do you do hot chocolate? Do you do hot chocolate? You can do a mochaccino, but you can't do hot chocolate. And I'm like, we're not allowed to. We don't actually have that much hot chocolate stuff. Like, we don't have the powder. Like, because it's chocolate instant powder, we only had enough that would do mochaccino stuff. So we couldn't do too many hot chocolates. And that was okay. We had problems with people like going through, because we had all these barriers set up, and people would just like duck under and push through the crowd and screw things up. And when it's really, really busy, you don't want people doing that, and it's just like really rude and really disrespectful, so it's like, haha, fuck off. The only time I had to allow it was when the police were involved, so I was like, can you just go around next time? I mean, I know it will be faster to catch people, but it's kind of respectful. I'm sorry, but yeah. yeah, I mean, if the place, you kind of can't say no. You just gotta warn them and be like, hey, yeah. Another annoying thing would actually be the only guy that I was working with. There was a team of 3 girls and 1 guy, and this one guy was flirting with me the whole two nights. It was like, okay, so Lily, what do you do? What do you, blah blah blah. He's asking me all these questions. He's trying to get to know me. He's trying to get my number out of me and all these things. It's just like, I'm trying to drop hints that I have a boyfriend, I am taken, like, my heart is settled on someone else, and he's just not letting go. And the first night when we have to do the cleaning, he was like, so what are you going to do after this? You got any plans? And I'm like, I'm going to go home. He's like, well, what time do you train? Are you getting alright? And I'm like, my train's more than likely at like 11:15. He's like, oh, okay, we can go to McDonald's and grab some food, I'll shout. And I'm like, no thanks, I'm not interested. And then my stomach obviously shouts out otherwise, bitch, he's offering free food, you gotta fucking take it. But I didn't end up going. Like, after that was the last time I saw him, till today. And yeah, he was just trying to drop all these damn hints. Yeah, so that was kind of annoying, but flattering, also. I think the funniest moment of the night was actually, this one drunk guy. I'm sitting down because I had a mega cramp in my legs and I'm having period cramps and everything like that because of stress. It's all like coming back at me. It's just like, haha, fuck you. So like I'm sitting down, I'm like, I can't stand up, otherwise I'll probably fall over. And I'm on like this bump thing that covers all the wires and stuff like that, so yeah. And so like, yeah. What's the word? So there's one guy, he's obviously a little bit inebriated, he's had a couple drinks. And I'm on the level of the till, so I'm kind of like, this is the till, this is me, maybe. I'm a little bit down. And this guy, he gets down on my level. He's like, so, you had a long day? You're feeling alright? And I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to go home. And he's like, oh, do you need a drink? Do you need stuff like that? And so he buys me a mochaccino. And then he gives me a hug. And I'm like, you're really sweet, but you really need to have a glass of water, mate. Yeah. So he ended up, as it turns out, he ended up getting kicked out. Mostly because apparently he fell into someone and caused a fight, so he was asked to leave. But this was right at the end of the night anyway. Yeah. I don't want to talk too much longer. Yes, we won. Yes, we ran out a lot of things. By one, I mean we won the sevens, like New Zealand won the sevens, blah blah blah. What's the word? I would think that the last 2 nights were quite a hassle, and I'm very ready to go to bed. But yeah, it's kind of a good experience. It's a good thing I can put on my CV. Yeah, it's fun. I wouldn't recommend for a first time user to like work at something really huge like the sevens. It's a lot of stress, it's a lot of like, what's the word? It's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of stress, it's all of this, all of that. But if you are going to start out, I'd say start out something small like of anything, start out with something that has a lot more like control, where it's actually planned and everything like that. Start with looking for big like dinners, award nights, things like that, where they've got a floor manager, where you're setting teams, where you've got to stay in line, where they actually teach you how you're going to put down your your bowl and everything like that. Then when you get up to the sevens, or like a big rugby game or something like that, then you'll be a little more ready. But be warned, it is a mainstream thing. They're going to be normal people, so they're going to be assholes, because all they're looking for is a little bit of pussy. So yeah, good night. A little annoying, very tired, very tiring. I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, bye.